On this episode of the Mompreneur Show, I'm talking to Jules Muller. She's an incredible wife and mother of 2 twin boys and a founder of Chicks Connect, a membership site and membership chapters all over the United States for women entrepreneurs. And I'm so excited that you are here, and I'm so excited to be talking to Jules. Jules, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Vicky. I'm so excited to be here with you today.
I am so excited to have you, and I'm so thankful to you from the bottom of my heart for dealing with everything that we've been dealing with right now. And for those of you who are watching, thank you so much for being here from the bottom of my heart. And I just want to give a shout out to the most amazing ladies that are here with us right now. Anne-Marie, you have my heart, honey. You're amazing, and I'm so thankful to you for being here and for telling me like you can't hear the guest and I forgot one of your other names, Lisa, I think, but I have it written down. So I'm like in my computer. So I'm so thankful to you, ladies, and you're amazing. And I couldn't have done it without you. You're like, hey, I can hear her, but I can hear you, but I can't hear her. So this is amazing. And I'm sorry I have to bring this up, but this is real life. This is entrepreneurship. Things happen, but you gotta push through. Like right before we went live, Jules saw how I was like trying to take deep breaths and to calm myself down, because this is what it takes. And I'm so happy that you were able to see the behind the scenes, because sometimes like it's all like orchestrated and it's so perfect, but it's not. So Jules, thank you so much for being here. Please tell us your journey, how in the world you went from being a teacher to a mom entrepreneur.
Well, you just pretty much summed it all up right there. It wasn't pretty. It was a journey. It was pushing through. It was really following my heart, following my dreams. And although I loved education and I loved making a difference in all those kids' lives and parents and the other teachers and administrators, it wasn't the right fit for me. And I was constantly struggling, trying to figure out, where do I fit in? Where do I fit in? This doesn't feel right. And it wasn't until I was pregnant with the twins that I realized I really want to be able to stay at home with them. I want to leave education, and I want to be a stay-at-home mom. And I still need to bring income into the household. So how am I going to do that? And so by the age of 2, I was able to leave education and start my own entrepreneurial journey, as well as being a stay-at-home mom and being a mompreneur. I love that word. And so it was just a beautiful, beautiful journey and experience, and one with definite challenges and trials, and being able to push through. And I'm a firm believer of always just doing the next right thing. I don't need to know 10 steps ahead. I just need to know 1 step ahead.
And Jules, can I stop you for a second? I absolutely love that you said that, because I often bring this as an example that we are walking alongside of a building, and we don't see what's around the corner. We don't see what's on the street to the left. We don't see a lot of these things. But when we have this goal, this very small goal, this action step, once we do that, once we get to that corner, we have a complete broader view. We will see what's on the other side of the building, on the other side of the corner, to the right. We'll see to the left. We'll see much clearer to the things that are happening ahead. And I want to thank you and acknowledge you. And those of you who are watching live, oftentimes as entrepreneurs, we're told, get the big picture, like what's out in front of you. But it's so hard to see, and I don't want you to feel like you have to see it. If it's not in front of you, it's not in front of you. Some people, I'm a visionary. I am supposed to see what's in front of me years ahead of me, 5 years, 10 years. But you know what? Sometimes you don't, and I don't. And so sometimes you have to take the step, and the step is oftentimes action and things that you're not sure about, but you just do it. You just do it. It's called imperfect action, and Jada Selner, the girl from our previous episode, talked about it. She's amazing. Anyway, so Jules, thank you, honey, for making that so clear and for sharing that, because we don't always have to see what's ahead of us. All right, back to you. Back to your journey.
Well, no, that's perfect. I mean, And even if we do have that super big vision and we know where we want to end up, we still don't know how we're going to get there. And so action is so key. And I know so many entrepreneurial women that will not take the action step, the very baby action step, for fear that it might not be the right one. And I encourage all of you to correct and continue along the way. So take a step, correct, evaluate that step and correct and continue again. Take another step, evaluate that and move forward and continue to take that next right action. And even the misaction that you were saying, or the imperfect action, just continue on. And that straight line to where you think you're going will not be straight at all. It'll be curvy. And that is exactly the way it's supposed to be.
Curvy and what's that word? Like professional word for up and down. That's exactly how it's going to be.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So Jules, I can't hear you very well on Skype, but it goes on and off, so it's completely okay. We're gonna continue. You're amazing. I love the message you're sharing. So let's jump ahead and talk about how you created Chicks Connect. I know that in our previous try, you shared with us how first you guys moved and you wanted to get yourself into the new city, meet new people, and you created this group in your local city at that time where you connected with other women entrepreneurs and you really listened to their heart and how you can help them. And all of a sudden it grew into multiple dozens of chapters around the United States, which I'm so impressed. How were you able to do that? Sorry, I totally summed your story up in 30 seconds. So how did you go from that? All right, so who can lead our next chapter or the chapter over in that city? And then how did it go from there? How in the world did you expand so quickly and so far?
Oh, thank you for the question. Well, you did sum it up, and part of the challenge was to take action, like we just talked about, and to also have the belief that I was the one meant to take this action. And being an educator and a professional organizer, I don't have the challenges of creating and implementing, but I do have more of the challenges in the spiritual realm of believing that I need to listen to this great grand picture for myself. And that's the biggest challenge for me. And I just found that women, the right women show up. It's almost like I and I
one second, sweetheart. I can't hear you at all. But it's so weird. It goes on and off, and it's not your headphones. You're totally fine. It's the Skype connection, which is Skype. It does its thing. It's fine. So let's try again. So as an entrepreneur, like you created those chapters and you asked what they needed help with, and people really needed that support. But how did you find responsible women to take over the chapters?
So, like I was saying, I didn't try to micromanage anything. If someone had a desire, I trained them and got them ready, and we provided them with everything they would need, and they set out to launch their own chapter. So I didn't have an application process. You
did? Did you have an application process?
No, I did not.
Oh,
no,
wow.
No, it wasn't up to my firm belief in this is that anyone that can read can run one of these chapters. We provide the structure, the format, the curriculum, the agenda. And so if you have a desire in your heart to bring women together and facilitate one of these meetings, then we want to encourage you to do so.
But how do you make sure that it's based on your values and based on what you imagined it would be? How did you let go of that I have to control everything mentality that so many of us have? I'm pointing at me.
Well, that's the piece that I told you was the biggest challenge for me is making sure that, I got out of the way. It's not about me, it's about them. And they create a unique subculture within the entire culture of Chicks Connect. We have a vision, we have a mission, we have a foundation, we have the Chicks Creed, We have everything that they need to understand the culture. Is that about accountability, action, support, service, friendship, and fun? And
Oh,
as
I
long
love
as they're
that.
following those guidelines and they follow the agenda that we provide for them
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they discuss the lessons that we create each week,
Mm-hmm.
then they're doing it right, you know? And as
Mm.
long as women are finding value in it, then they're doing it right. So it wasn't for me to say
Mm-hmm.
or could not lead one of these chapters.
Yeah, yeah.
Belief is that anyone with the desire could do so.
Oh, that's so good. Okay, so are they like if I wanted to attend a Chicks Connect event, do I have to be a member? How much does it cost? Can I just come in and pay for that one event? How does that work?
So our membership is the same across the board. It's $27 month to month, and you can take advantage of online benefits as well as in-person benefits, as well as all of our events.
Mm-hmm.
The
Mm-hmm.
chapters meet weekly. You can start your own chapter. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
cost anything. And so we just have one simple price, $27 a month, and
Okay.
cancel anytime. And that's try to keep it very simple.
Okay, so I love that. So okay, so what if I am a member and I pay $27 a month and there's no Chicks Connect in my area that I want to be a part of locally, not only online because I understand there's magic in meeting people face to face. So how would I go about that?
Well, a good question. So if you're in an area where there isn't a local chapter, you yourself could start a chapter.
Mm-hmm.
You could find someone that might be interested in facilitating a chapter
Mm-hmm.
and encourage them to join. And when you do so, you make an affiliate commission. So there's also a benefit in that. You
Mm-hmm.
could join in with the online chapters. We have a few different days and times during the week where you can join an online group. And
Mm.
once you're a member, you can go to as many chapters as you want. So you pick
Mm-hmm.
a home chapter, but you can also visit the online chapters or other chapters.
Mm-hmm.
Um, or you could take advantage of all of the benefits that we provide with the marketing channels,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Chicks Chat Radio, Chicks TV, the newsletter, all of the online
So
chapters.
all the things that you just mentioned, and so funny, because it seems like I have to always say, uh-huh, mm-hmm, to keep your audio going through. It's the weirdest thing, but I found a trick and it works. All right, when 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 people come in, if I'm not a member, can I still attend one of your in-person meetings?
Sure, you can go as a guest and
Mm-hmm.
see if it's the right fit for you. And there's really no risk in joining. Once you pay your $27, if you don't find value within the first 30 days, we'll refund you 100%. No
Mm.
questions asked. So,
Okay.
there, but you can visit and see if it's a good fit for you.
Oh, that's really cool. It's amazing. Okay, so Jules, people find out maybe about you through. Are you on Meetup.com?
Yes.
How do they like what's okay? So you have this. Let's bring it back to to our viewers. A mom entrepreneur has a business. She wants to do something like this with new moms, for example. So here I am, a new mom. I have two kids. I've really struggled, and I really got it down. And I, no, nobody has it down. But I'm just saying, like, I'm I'm okay. Maybe I'm okay. I'm surviving, and I want to be around new moms too and offer the support that I can offer because I'm an encourager, I'm an inspirer. So I want to create this group of women, and I also want to meet locally and I want to meet online. What are
Yes.
the steps that I need to take in order to make this happen and to create an income? I understand you're not. I this is like I gotta warn you, you're not gonna make money your first day. But I'm just saying, like, this is what are the steps that you need to do in order to get there, in order to have that meetup group, in order to have that recurring monthly revenue.
Let me just clarify the question. Are you asking how they'd get involved with Chicks Connect or how they would start their own business?
How would they start their own, like, for
Okay.
for new moms, for example?
Okay. Well, we have a division of Chicks Connect called Chicks with Peeps, and it's for moms that have children. So I was just wondering if that's what it was.
That is the
um,
cutest thing ever. Okay, that's probably a bad example. Like, okay, let's say for a mom entrepreneur who wants to create her own. So like we want this to be educational and actionable for our viewers. So
right.
so they're so inspired by your story, Jules. They're so inspired by what you're doing. They want to do something on their own. And let's say there's a mom who loves gardening and she has built this community of gardeners because she's always posting great tips, and she already has a community, which I think is the very first step that you need to do is build community, whatever method that you want to do. But oftentimes it's a lot of free value, free
Right,
content,
right.
very
Okay,
good
so how to
stuff.
transition
How do you
from the free into
transition?
paid?
How do you transition? Yes,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay, so perfect. So let's take the mom that's a gardener, and especially if she is wanting to do something locally,
Yeah.
and then maybe create a template or a system that she can then sell for other moms to do across the country with uh, their own group of women,
Mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm.
or it could be women and men or
Yeah,
whoever would
yeah,
like
yeah.
to. Let's say, so first of all, you have to understand your audience, which is true in any type of business.
Yeah.
You have to start creating a community, and then make a list of all the benefits that if they were to pay you a monthly fee, what would
Mm-hmm.
those benefits? They want to know, what do I get? So
Okay.
let's say you
Okay.
made $19 a month. They would say, what do I get for my $19? So
Mm.
in Chicks Connect, we call those the tangible items.
So can
And
I
so
stop you right
within
there?
that,
I'm sorry. Like, so yeah, you like list them out like the Chicks Connect TV, the newsletter, but is that what you offer only to your members, or is this public stuff too?
so that's a great question, and there's both. So our newsletter goes out to our entire list, but the only people that can market in our newsletter are our members. And our newsletter is
Oh, okay.
entirely member focused.
Okay.
And so, maybe one of the women in your gardening club have, maybe they have seeds that they've started.
A what? I'm
Um,
sorry.
they have certain seeds that they want to
Okay.
sell,
Okay.
or they have offshoots of little plants that they want to
Okay.
sell, or they
Okay.
want to do that. So they have to be a member
Okay.
in order to post in your newsletter that particular offer to other people. Um, all of your gardeners that are in your club, they might have blogs, and they would
Mm-hmm.
only get the link to their blog in your newsletter if they're a paid member. So rather
Mm.
than charging people to advertise in your newsletter, you make that a member benefit so that the members can be promoting themselves within your newsletter
Okay.
to your large audience whom
So
aren't all members.
do they pay you as well, or is just included in their membership?
Included in membership. So I allow any member to guest blog on our blog as many times as they like.
Oh,
So
wow. So I love
uh,
that idea. So they can also be guest bloggers, but they have to be members, huh?
right, right. So
Oh,
if
that
you
is
think
so
about it,
good.
$27 a month to be able to put your content out on someone else's platform,
Yeah.
not to mention the chapter meetings and all of those benefits, but
Mm-hmm.
just think of what you can provide to your community.
Yeah.
Opportunity to guest blog, the opportunity to be featured in their newsletter, the opportunity to be interviewed like we're doing right now.
So
All
good.
of the opportunities you can provide to your specific niche and your community. And
Mm-hmm.
that's of value to people. And
Oh, yeah.
so you
Oh, yeah.
start thinking about all these benefits based on, and the other thing with the garden, I'm thinking of community gardens, right? So your chapter women can
Mm-hmm.
join together and pay certain amount of money to purchase a lot of land
Okay.
garden. So all of those things can be tangible benefits. And I told you to also list the intrinsic benefits. So what does it
So what does
feel
that
like?
mean? What does that
Uh,
mean?
yeah, so tangible is what you can touch, like being in the newsletter, but you
Mm-hmm.
can feel intrinsic, or how does it make you feel?
Mm.
So
And how do you
marketing
articulate
are
that in marketing? Like, how do you how do you tell them those benefits in marketing, like in your sales page, for example?
Well, so what's really great is that if you already have a tribe following you,
Mm-hmm.
ask your tribe. And so, how does it feel to work with me? How does it feel to experience my
Mm.
products? How does it feel to be part of this community? And you get all
Mm-hmm.
those feeling words, and then you can pull any of those feelings into your marketing.
Mm.
And so, all of our intrinsic benefits, if you just look at chicksconnect.com and go
Yeah.
to the membership tab, about membership, you'll see the tangible, all the list of tangible, and then the list of intrinsic. And those
Yeah.
all were member generated. So the members came up with what it feels like to be a member of Chicks Connect. And I just took all that. So I encourage all of you to ask members, ask your clientele, followers, what does it feel like?
Okay, so ask our followers, ask our community members, what does it feel like to be a part of this community? I really love that. I'm taking a lot of golden nuggets for myself, and I that's just a proof that everybody else is getting nuggets. So those of you who are just joining us, please say hello, where you're coming from, and what you're working on. Maybe how can we support you? And then Jules is here. I mean, she's an expert in this. She's done what a lot of us want to do, and that's how we learn from each other, is learn based on other people's successes and even failures. So I just want to give a shout out to Olga. Thank you so much, Olga Vakulich, for joining us. I miss you, babe. Thank you so much for coming on, and thank you for saying that we're great leaders. I believe that we are too. So, Jules, you and I are great leaders. And
Yay.
Stanley Lee, it's such a surprise to have you join us. Thank you so much for joining us. And so many of you are watching who are not commenting, and I want to hear from you. So let me know if you're here, and ask questions, because this show is for you. This show is designed to make it an active experience for you, where you can chat, and we can all chat and answer questions, and bring value to you. All right, Jules, back to you. So let's talk about the transition in the technical part of membership sites. Like, what are some of the things that you use? Let's say for like your membership site software, what do you use?
So we have a WordPress website. We have Infusionsoft for the software. That's our contact management, our affiliate program, our merchant account. So we have everything kind of back end is through a system called Infusionsoft. And I'm happy to talk to anyone about that if they want to message me. We've been using them now for 6 years.
Wow.
And we're partners with them. And the thing I like about a company that like Infusionsoft is they have hundreds and hundreds of employees. So often we'll find technology, maybe that's less expensive, but you have a couple guys that invented it out of their garage. It's great, but when I have hundreds and hundreds of people depending on me and the software working, I need to have customer service that's going to be there and back me up, and that's what they do. So I highly recommend that.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that. Yeah, and did you start using it when you started Chicks Connect right away, right off the bat?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy, because for example, for somebody starting out, that's like a huge chunk of money to give up. Like, how do you feel about that?
It was a huge chunk of money, but I had a vision that was bigger than myself. And like I mentioned on the other shows, I used and I do not recommend this, but I used my retirement, some of my retirement money to purchase that, because I knew I had a message and a movement that needed to get out that was greater than me, and I needed the team behind me to make sure that we could do this the right way.
Jules, I'm going to stop you right there. And I love that you mentioned this. So, okay. So some of us have these big desires and goals, right? And like, you had this big, huge goal for Chicks Connect, and you went and you took money from your retirement. Now, some of this, some people might think it's crazy, but I feel like like deep in your soul, that fire burning, and you just know that there's no way it's not going to work out, and you just know that you're going to do everything, whatever it takes to make it work. I feel like that's the case when you do that. That's the case when entrepreneurs put stuff on their credit card. That's the case when they withdraw money from their retirement in order to make it work. And sometimes that risk is so worth it. And in your case, I see it's completely worth it. But if you are dabbling in and saying, maybe I should try this, maybe I should try that, be very cautious. Be very cautious about putting things on your credit card. I feel like we, especially women entrepreneurs, especially mothers, ladies, hands down, we have this special gift from God, and it's incredible. It's like you have the intuition, and you hear when your baby is coming to you, when before you can see it or hear it, you know your baby is crying when it's just let out a little peep. Like, that's intuition at its finest, and it transfers on to like all different types of things in our life. And so, sorry, Jules, I went into this whole rant, but yeah, do it if you know that, if you feel that fire burning within you. If you don't, hold your horses for a little bit. All right, Jules, back to you.
Definitely hold your horses, and definitely talk to me. Like I mentioned, I'm a partner with them, and I'm able to get you extremely reduced pricing on it.
Mm-hmm.
And
oh, wow.
that's another thing that I want to talk about. When you create your community and your membership that
Mm-hmm.
you create based on your niche, finding power partners. And
so what do you mean? So who's a power partner? Who is a power partner?
So a power partner power partners for me are definitely women with messages, and maybe they have products to sell.
Mm-hmm.
Women with expos, like I'm power partnering with the Maryland Women's Expo.
How cool.
And so, like I said, I'm a connector. So there's ways to make income or trade between this.
For what? I'm sorry, sweetheart. Can you repeat that?
Yeah. So
ways to make income. Sorry, I'm like, there's Skype.
Yes, there's ways to make income, and there's also ways to do trade and a variety of other things when you create these power partnerships.
Mm-hmm.
And so, as a referral source to other people, if you're bringing a new product or service into your community, you can get an affiliate fee for that. Okay. So let's say back to the gardener, the woman who gardens and is creating this niche.
Yeah.
Maybe she has a distributor that has seeds or smoothie recipes or something like that. She could get those as a discount for her membership, or she could resell those things, and that wholesaler could give her a commission. So when she shares with her community, so there's a lot. I mean, I could do hours and hours on affiliate marketing.
Yeah.
And creating these power partnerships. So I'm happy to talk to you.
Okay, and Jules, thank you for mentioning that, because it's affiliate marketing at its finest. You find people or products that you love, and you talk about them, and you make commission. Like you mentioned Infusionsoft. And before I go on another rant, I'm sorry, I want to say thank you so much to Anne Marie at Treasure Keeper Lab Raiders. I'm sorry, honey, if I butchered that, but you are amazing. Thank you so much for being here and for interacting. You're amazing. Lucy, you are a gem. I'm just so thankful for you and for being here. Diana, thank you, sweetheart. You're the sweetest. Like, I love you. And Lucy says she has yet to try Infusionsoft. It seems complex to me. However, I noticed that all the big member sites use Infusionsoft. I've been using ClickFunnels, which I find more user-friendly. Have either of you used ClickFunnels? And if so, how does the user interface compare? Lucy, thank you so much for your question and for being here and for interacting. You're amazing. So I have not used ClickFunnels, and we're going to bring it to Jules in just a sec. But, sometimes, I just want to say this. Sometimes tools get in the way for us to do our big work. Sometimes people already have the tools that they need to do, what they need to do, but they're like, oh, maybe that's better. Oh, maybe that'll be better. Oh, look what he's using. And so that's very distracting. And so if you're using, ClickFunnels, and it works for you for right now, where you are right now, work on things that, unless you're working on something that you need something bigger. So if you do need Infusionsoft to do what you want to do, then go for it, girl. But always ask yourself, is this something that I really need, or is this a distraction? And so, Jules, I'm going to take it back to you to answer Lucy's question.
So as far as ClickFunnels goes, I haven't used that, but I work with a lot of female entrepreneurs as well. I do individual one-on-one coaching, and a lot of the women that I work with are in business startup, and I don't recommend Infusionsoft for them if they're just getting started and they haven't made any money. What we try to do in all of our purchases is generate the revenue first and then pay for the system that you need.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. So I encourage them to start with something free like MailChimp, and start learning how to use it. And then, Vicky, something else that you talked about, these
Mm-hmm.
distractions. There are also people out there that if you do have a big vision, if you do have a big pocketbook full
Mm-hmm.
of money that's ready to be, poured into technology and software,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
hire someone to run that stuff for you. So if it's
Exactly.
not your expertise and it's keeping you from getting your message out, hire someone else to do it for you so that you
Exactly.
can focus on where your strengths lie. So as far as ClickFunnels, haven't used it, but I would give the same recommendation that you did. Just use what's working for you for
Yeah.
sure. And
Mm.
the so many entrepreneurs are busy themselves with
Mm-hmm.
things just so they don't have to pick up the phone and do the follow-up.
Mm.
Make mistake. I encourage all of you to
Mm-hmm.
start generating that income. If you've been paid at least one time, what did you do to get paid? How can you do that?
Could you
Have
repeat that? If you have created revenue one time, can you repeat that after that? What you said
Yes,
after
if you
that?
have created revenue, if you have created revenue at least one time,
Yeah.
what did you do to create that revenue and then duplicate that
Mm.
over and over and over again? And realize that you have more to do, that you're going to share and
Mm-hmm.
make this impact on the world,
Mm-hmm.
and you're keeping yourself from doing it if you aren't
Exactly.
going out there and sharing with people in exchange for income. It's okay.
Exactly.
It's okay to accept that money for your service.
I love that because so many of us, we create a service or a product and then we're like, okay, what's the next thing? What's the next thing? But really, just go back and see what made you money and duplicate it. So I really loved it, Jules. So now,
Over and over again.
yes, over and over again. I love that. So what are other things that you use for your membership site? Like, okay, so you mentioned
So
Infusionsoft.
WordPress, Infusionsoft, iMember 360
Mm-hmm.
for the membership
Okay.
portion. We have Authorize.net for the gateway, PowerPay for the merchant service.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We have our whole affiliate program is through Infusionsoft.
Okay.
So we pay our affiliates once a month,
Mm-hmm.
and all of that's in there. All of our campaigns are our email campaigns, our newsletters, our
Mm-hmm.
lead gen. We do use lead pages,
Okay.
and so there
Yeah.
is a gift for all of you that are listening. If you just want to go to chicksconnect.com/gifts,
Mm-hmm.
um, you can download the free ebook that I have for you there
How
on
cool.
how to get organized. So remember, I had a professional organizing company.
Oh,
So
that's right.
now that a lot of the kiddos are going back to school, maybe you'd like to spend an hour here or there to organize. But just
All right, Jules. Thank you so much. That's really great stuff. I really appreciate you for going down the list. The connection is not the best, and I'm really sorry for those of you listening. But I mean, we pretty much got the whole message. It's just sometimes it cuts off if I don't go every single second. But Jules, you're amazing, and I want to thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, and for doing this gift. We didn't even talk about this. Like, you just went out and like went all out and did this for our listeners. So thank you so much.
sure thing.
Thank you, all of you who are joining us here on the Mompreneur Show. I thank you so much for those of you who have been coming back for the past hour. A special thanks to Lucy and Diana and Anne Marie. You guys are amazing. Olga, you're amazing. Like, thank you so much for, like, we've had some technical difficulties, and I really appreciate you for coming back and refreshing the Mompreneur page and listening in. I really, really appreciate it. With the live show, sometimes things happen like this, and it's okay. We got to push through, and I think it's a really good lesson for all of us. You know, things happen in our entrepreneurial journey, and we just got to get up and do it anyway. So thank you so much. And I saw Lucy, you said the sweetest things. Thank you so much, sweetheart. And Ben, thank you so much. Thank you for joining us and seeing what we're up to. So please join us live every single Monday at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. I know this is like already 2:30 Eastern, but thank you so much for joining us. I really hope that you will join us live next Monday. I'm your host, Vicky Lashenko, and this is the show that features amazing stories of the most remarkable entrepreneurs to inspire you, to encourage you as a mama entrepreneur or wannabe mama entrepreneur to keep going, to keep pushing, to find your passion and to make your income, to run your business while raising your beautiful families. All right, I will catch you next time.